There we go.
Thanks, Gary.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel special.
You should.
There you go.
All right, be ready tonight, guys.
Kathy, I know what you feel like about kids. The only thing is, we weren't smart as you. Between the two of us, we have 6 kids, 18 grandkids, and 11 3/4 great grandkids. So, boy, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Rex, my husband here, and I have been married 25 years. Now, you may wonder why a guy who's nice looking, but no George Clooney, right? Why he would attract a sex goddess like me? Well, I looked across the room the first time I saw him. He was parting his hair with his tongue. I fell in love immediately. And I tell you, that got to be our go-to thing, you know, when he was horny, parted his hair with his tongue, I knew he wanted. As you can see, he was horny a lot. That means he's knocked all the hair off his hands, you know. Okay, all right. Okay. So anyway, things get bad when you get older. After 25 years marriage, I look across the room now, and I can't tell if he's trying to part his hair with his tongue or licking the soup off his top lip. Who knows? Not that it would make any difference if I could tell. It's been so long since I've had any, I forgot which arm my hoo-ha's under. You knew what that was. I saw you. Yeah. But Rex had a physical problem as he got older. He had this problem, he'd go to the bathroom and he'd pee. And he'd think he was done, shake it off, you know, put it away, zip up his pants, turn away. And there was this last little drop that would roll and roll to the end of his penis, and it would come out and stain his pants. Well, he was too embarrassed to say anything about it. He had that problem for over 10 years. Finally, I convinced him to go to the doctor. So he did. And the doctor told him, he said, well, Mr. Seelix, he says, that's the easiest thing in the world to fix. And he grabbed the tweezers and pulled the nose hair out of his nose and tied it up inside his penis. He said, now go home. The stitch will dissolve in 2 days. And when it does, you pee and everything will be fine. So he went home. Yep, waited 2 days with his knees knocking. He had to pee so bad. It finally dissolved. And he went to the bathroom and he peed and he peed and he peed and he peed. And finally, he thought he was done. He waited another minute just in case. Shook it off, put it away, zipped it up, turned away, and there was this last little drop that just rolled and 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 went. It did what? It went. Your penis went. Oh my God. Oh, that's disgusting. Anyway, when I got older, I was worried about something happening because I always heard that when a woman got older, her hoo-ha turned sideways. That's her slit, you know.
Okay.
Turned to him and says, is mine turning sideways yet? No, I think you're so young that yours probably still looks like the coin slot on a snack machine. Anyway, I didn't believe it either. But the other day when I was sliding down the banister naked, it kind of sounded like... Oh, gosh. But I tell you one thing it didn't change about Rex, he can still sing pretty good. Listen to him.
Why don't you haul off and love me one more time? Why don't you squeeze me until I'm turning blind? If you don't cuddle up and love me like I want you to do, I'm gonna haul off and die over you. They say the love bug will get you at the age of 23. Well, I'm not telling my age, but something's got a hold of me. I'm just craving some loving in that old-fashioned way. Honey, lend an ear and listen to all I have to say. I can feel your warm lips near me, hear your breath so soft and fine. I can feel that matrimony crawling up and down your spine. I don't believe this love will hurt you, 'cause it feels so nice and fine. It seems mighty close to heaven when your love is on the line. Why don't you haul off and love me one more time?
Okay.
Why don't you squeeze me until I'm turning blind?
Yes, again.
If you don't cuddle up and love me like I want you to do, I'm gonna haul off and die over you.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you about my two boys. They both like to drink a lot. In fact, when the doctor diagnosed my cirrhosis of the liver, I couldn't figure out why I had it because I wasn't a drinker. But Rex, he had the answer to that.
She got secondhand cirrhosis from her two boys drinking too much whiskey.
Secondhand cirrhosis.
Can you hold this?
Anyway,
Because I'm tired.
one of my boys asked the other one the other day, he said, I don't know how you do it. He said, when I get home from a bout of drinking, he said, my wife is always up in my grill just up fussing at me for being out late and for drinking too much and for getting home late and spending too much money. And he says, I've even gotten to where I pull up to the driveway, turn off the lights and the motor and just kind of coast into the driveway. I don't open the garage because it'd make a noise. And he said, I sneak in the side door because it's furthest from the bedroom and take my boots off and tiptoe up the stairs and go to the bathroom and leave the door open because closing the door and opening it and make a noise. He says, I even put my foot in the toilet and pee down my legs so I don't make a racket. And so when I go into the bedroom, she'll invariably stand up and say, where the hell have you been? Well, his brother said, that's no problem. He says, when I get home from drinking, he says, I just roar into the driveway, screech on the brakes, roll up the garage door, pull in, and don't turn off the motor for about 2 minutes after I get inside with the door shut so that she can sure hear me. He said, I stomp up the stairs and slam open the door to the bedroom, and he says, I throw my clothes off and hit the walls with my boots. And he says, I jump in the middle of the bed and smack her on the ass and say, who's up for sex? And he said, you know, she's sound asleep every damn time. So anyway, that's their problem. Want to time up yet? No? Okay. I got one more story. After years and years, you know, living with the same guy, things get kind of boring. And so I thought I'd spice things up. So the other night I woke him up and I said, honey, guess what? I dreamt I went to a penis auction. He said, do they have any like mine? And I said, honey, you wouldn't believe. I said they had every size and shape and color, and said they were just amazing. He said, did they have any like mine? I said, oh, honey, you wouldn't believe. I said they were auctioning some off for $5,000 and $10,000 and $15,000. They even had one for $25,000. He said, did they have any like mine? I said, yeah, they had a bargain table in the corner too for $5. He got even. Next night he wakes me up. He said, honey, I went to a pussy auction in my dreams last night. And I said, oh, really? Did they have one like mine? He said, they were auctioning off all these pussies. He said, you wouldn't believe. He said, some of them went for $250,000. I said, did they have one like mine? He said, yeah, they were cooling beer in one and the auctioneer was standing in the other. There you go. I think my time's up. Goodbye.